What if I told you that you can have a secret side hustle that's so profitable, your friends and family are going to wonder if you're a drug dealer? My name is Monica Main. I'm a serial entrepreneur and successful real estate investor. And I have a little bit of a secret to share with you. So hang on tight, buckle up your seatbelt, because what I'm about to share with you is going to knock your freaking socks off. All right, so you're probably wondering, well, Monica, what is this secret side hustle that's going to make me look like I'm making so much money I could potentially be a drug dealer? Well, let me share this with you. This is going to be a little unorthodox. It's a little known secret that I've used for many, many years, and it's something that I'm going to share with you for the very first time. Now, I'm a little bit of an underdog. So back in the 90s, when I first got started with trying to find the right business opportunity, I actually consider myself a business opportunity junkie at that time, where I literally ran the gamut. I was one of those people I would look at these business opportunity magazines. I would literally order everything in there. I was looking for a way to make money on the side. And so I basically fell for everything and I signed up for everything. I mean, if you're older like me, you'd remember Carlton Sheets and Tommy, I think his name was Tommy Boo or Tommy LaBoo or something, and Dave Delgado and all these different people in the real estate game. I tried to learn how to do real estate. I remember investing in Ken Roberts' commodity trading course. So I've pretty much run the gamut, and I've invested in everything over the years. And over the years, I've had to adopt and create my own system for building wealth. So it was back in 1995 that I actually hit it, not just with one kind of business, but with two different kinds of businesses. One was with my real estate investing business. I actually started to make traction and gain ground with that, but also with a mail order business back then. Now that's what we used to call it. You don't call it mail order anymore. People refer to it as direct mail marketing. And so over the years, direct mail marketing's changed a lot. I consider myself probably one of the old school direct mail marketers. I've studied under people like Dan Kennedy, Gary Halbert, and many, many others as far as copywriting and marketing over the years. In fact, I was part of Dan Kennedy's high-level titanium group for a couple of years. So I've studied with the masters, under the masters, and I think it all comes down to really good copywriting when it comes to that. But we'll get to that later. I want to share with you kind of what the nitty-gritty of the business plan is, why it still works to this day, and why you should not do the stuff that people are teaching you online, because it simply does not work, period. So just to give you a really big, long background on my marketing in just like 2 lines, and that is, over the years, I've done old school, I've done new school, I've done a hybrid of both, and I have to tell you that the only way I can get consistent numbers is by continuously going back to old school, period, hands down. Like nothing works better than old school, especially now. So if you've ever been in the money funnel business or trying to market anything online, you're probably finding yourself struggling to make it work. And then you're wondering, well, what's wrong with me? I'm following all these instructions. I'm doing everything everybody's telling me to do. Nothing seems to be working. What am I doing wrong? The reality is you're probably doing nothing wrong, okay? And so I'm here to tell you that it's not your fault. You just have the wrong system, a system that everybody is really kind of shredded, and burned to the ground. It doesn't work anymore. I mean, take all of the serious marketers that you've seen over the years on YouTube, on Facebook, and how many of them are still advertising? And the answer is probably not many, especially on Facebook right now, because Facebook has really changed a lot. You know, your cost per lead is like ridiculous, and you're just not getting the business. You're not making the sales that you would to be able to support that kind of ad spend. And so many even serious, super smart people online, super smart gurus that are the real live gurus who've made tons of money online, they're having a hell of a time making Facebook work, and YouTube video ads are now being flooded with this influx of people from Facebook, and so now YouTube video ads are even harder to make work. So all of these different ways to try to make money online using Google ads, using SEO and all these different things, it's a red ocean. And if you don't know the difference between a blue ocean and a red ocean, read the book Blue Ocean, because that basically talks about, in a nutshell, how to go to the area that everybody's not, right? Like how to not only get customers in the area that everybody's not, but do the business that everybody isn't doing, right? Because by the time everybody's doing the business, it just becomes so flooded. Like, for example, how many times have you been told that you should start a marketing agency? Okay, everybody's doing marketing agencies. Hello, don't do a marketing agency, because unless you really know your stuff with online marketing, don't have an online marketing agency, okay? Because then you're just an outright fraud. You're trying to sell something to somebody and you just have no idea what the hell you're doing. So if you're wondering, okay, well, what kind of side hustle, Monica? You're telling me that you're going to tell me what the side hustle is, and right now you're just telling me all the stuff not to do. Well, I'm just giving you kind of context. Like, you probably tried all the online stuff. You're wondering why it's not working. It's not even working for the people that are really expert at making this stuff work. It's not even working for them anymore. So there's nothing wrong with you. It's the systems that you're buying into. So I hate to tell you this, but most of the systems about how to make money online are sold by people who are just making money online selling the systems. They really don't know what they're doing, okay? So if you commit to yourself right now that you're going to stop buying into those systems and really do your research on who knows what, and start to look at what they're doing. Look at what the experts online are doing to make money rather than doing the thing that they're telling you to make money, which is usually vastly different. Case in point, I'm not going to name any names, but there's this one online marketing guru, and he's an English guy, but I won't say anything else about who he is. And he talks about the new webinar. And you see his video, YouTube video ads everywhere. And so he talks about the new webinar, which is basically a new spin on the old webinar. So there's really nothing mind-boggling about that. And essentially what he talks about is how to create very short webinars to ultimately get people to book a call to sell people on a $2,000 to $10,000 thing. Okay, that's the whole shtick, right? But he himself runs 2-day online events. He himself does 2-day online events, but he teaches you something completely different than what he himself is doing, right? So what I do is I look at what the people who are claiming to be experts on making money online, what they're actually doing instead of what they're teaching you to do, if that makes sense. So if you ever want to be successful online as an online marketer, selling whatever product you want to do or don't even know what the product is, just start looking at what these online gurus are. If you start to notice these ads popping up on YouTube all the time, or these ads popping up on Facebook all the time, click on the ad, see what their funnel is, see what their offer is, see what it is that they're doing, and kind of emulate what they're doing. That's the fastest and easiest way that you can make money online, rather than buying into all these other people's programs, because the programs are crap. They're not going to teach you anything ever. But let me go back to my old school way, and then you can decide what you want to do from that point forward, because making a living online, unless you understand the numbers, unless you understand how much ad spend you have to do to get a little bit of money here and there, you're probably going to have a hard road ahead if you're trying to make money solely online, all right? So let's go back to old school. So my way of making money is what we call the hybrid offline to online marketing strategy. Now, what is the hybrid offline to online marketing strategy, you're wondering? Well, since the red ocean is everybody going after the people that are online, the Facebook ads, the YouTube video ads, the Google ads, the SEO, everybody that's already online and going after that market, I instead focus on people that are not online, okay? People that are reachable by way of mail, people that are reachable by way of display ads and newspapers and magazines. Yes, people still read newspapers and magazines, and even more incredible, the vast majority of the expendable income in the United States is people over the age of 50, okay? So you have the vast majority of the people that hold the wealth in this country are over the age of 50. You're not reaching all those people on Facebook. You're not reaching all those people on YouTube video ads or Google ads or SEO. You're reaching some of them, in fact, a big chunk of them, with magazines. And some of them still read newspapers like Investors Business Daily, Wall Street Journal, like high net worth newspapers, right? Are you starting to see a trend here? And what I'm trying to tell you, like, you want to reach some of these people, in fact, most of these people, offline. I myself, okay, I'm a Gen Xer. I prefer physical mail. I prefer magazines, newspapers, books, physical stuff, okay? Now, my daughter, she's a teenager. She likes stuff online, but she's got a little old school in her. She actually also prefers magazines and actual books. She reads a book every night. No, it's not on Kindle. It's not on a tablet. It's not on an iPad. It's a physical book. We're always going to the bookstore. She loves physical books, okay? So it's not just old school people that likes physical stuff. The newcomers also like physical stuff as well. Probably gives them a little time, screen break with the eyes or whatever. So old school is I guess unsexy as it is, that's where your money's at. So let me explain to you how the offline to online hybrid model works. So this is where I get criticized by my old school cohorts and colleagues who are very old school, way older than I am, still in the game of offline marketing, and they believe in doing everything offline, like literally everything. Like you literally, for example, send out a postal, mailer, and you have the person who's interested in your offer actually physically mail in a check, a money order for some $5 or $10 and then you ascend people on the ascension model from there. And everything is offline. Nothing is online at all. And the very most that you'll have any kind of tech involved is if they pick up the phone and call someone. Like if that's even considered tech. No, it's not. I don't think it is. So they criticize my strategy, the offline to online. Of course, the online gurus criticize my strategy because I'm using offline methods. But I don't care because this works and this is something nobody else is doing except me. I'm like the only one that I know of that actually does this stuff, right? So here's how it works. I send out a direct mail marketing piece. And what I do is on that piece, there's no phone number for anybody to call. There's no communication by way of mail that happens once they get the piece. They have to go online to get my offer. Now, forget about the offer for now. I'll talk about that in a minute and how that works. But the key here for you to understand is that they get the offline marketing piece, and this could also work, by the way, for magazine ads. I've done magazine ads, newspaper ads, etc. But they get the offline marketing piece, in my case, direct mail marketing. But the only thing that they can do is go online to be able to get the thing that I'm talking about in the offline piece. Does that make sense? So they can't pick up the phone and call me. They can't send something by way of, people try, of course. They try to mail me something. Please send me this and that. They try to send me something by way of postal mail. No, because I need to get them online for my online systems to kick in, okay? So the reason this works so well, in my opinion, of course, this is kind of a theory, but the reason I think this works so well is because the people that are mostly offline that like to still read newspapers and magazines and direct mail marketing pieces, they don't give out their email addresses as prolifically and as easily and quickly as people that are online, okay? Because they try to stay offline as much as possible. So they're not inundated with tons, like thousands of emails a week, like people that are solely online are, because they subscribe to everything and they're on everybody's list, right? The people offline are like, no, I'm only going to give this to people that really deserve it, right? Like my email address. So you send them what I call the bait. It could be a postcard, it could be a direct mail marketing piece, it could even be a display ad in a newspaper or magazine, but that's what we call the CTA for the bait. The bait can be something that's a free webinar. It can actually be a short webinar or a video or a free report, but you send them online for them to get the thing that's the bait, and the bait has to match the market. So, for example, if you're going to be offering something, say, for example, you have an MLM opportunity, which, by the way, I don't really believe in MLM. In fact, there's an article that I think you should read by Gary Halbert himself about how MLM works. I'll actually link it in the description box below. If you're thinking about MLM, you have to read that first. But say it's an MLM opportunity. Say there's a really awesome opportunity out there for MLM, and that's what you want to do. You don't want to have your own products and services. You just want to sell somebody else's. Okay, great. So you have to have some bait, though, for that market that's going to entice those people to be interested in getting the freebie that's going to be your ideal client or your ideal customer. So for MLM, for example, your ideal customer or client is probably going to be somebody who's already an MLM junkie, somebody who kind of knows how MLM works, somebody who kind of knows how the whole system works and is really gung-ho about MLM. So the best piece of bait for somebody that's into MLM, it might be some kind of 7 secrets report, 7 secrets about how to get endless amounts of, new MLMers, what do they call them, new not subscribers, but you know what I'm talking about, like new people under you in the MLM program, how to get endless amounts of those people, 7 secrets. So you 7 secret report on how to get endless amounts of people in your downline in 30 days or less. okay, or a specific number. It could be 7 secrets to getting 100 people in your downline in the next 30 days, okay? So that report is only going to attract a certain person, somebody who's an MLM junkie, somebody who's been in the business a while, knows how the business works, somebody who's probably willing to try a really good MLM, and even jump ship from the one that they're at if it's just not doing it for them, right? So they're the ones who are then going to go online. You only give them a website and a QR code. You don't give them a phone number. You don't give them a postal address. They have to go online to get this report. And you make it so good that they just have to go online to get it. I don't buy this whole thing that not everybody's online, okay? I have a senior father, okay? He's senior level. He's like, he could barely figure out his life half the time. And the dude doesn't like reading newspapers as much anymore. He likes to be on his freaking tablet and his laptop and his phone. I just got him a new iPhone. He likes to be on all the stuff, the tech stuff at all times. So if you're of the old school where you're like, well, not everybody's online or they don't know how to get online, BS, okay? Everybody knows how to get online now. If we were having this conversation 10 years ago, maybe I'd believe you. We're having it today, okay? So people have the ability to get online if it's something that they really want. They will go online for it today. Again, 10, 20 years ago, probably not. Today, yes. All right. So this is why this works so efficiently, is because you will beat the bushes and get all the people that didn't want to go online, don't want to give up their email address, whatever the case may be. You'll beat them out of the bushes in a way that nobody else will, because nobody else is going after them. Everybody else is too busy in the shark-infested world, the bloody red water world of trying to get everybody online. Then nobody's beating the bushes for the people that are offline. Okay, so it's basically a free-for-all for business for you, a whole smorgasbord of these people that will only do business with you because you contacted them offline. So you send them and you get, they put in their name and email address. If you want to level up, you can have them put their phone number in, but just always make that optional. And then they get the freebie. They get the free report, the free webinar, the free training, whatever the case may be, and you're off to the races. Now, this is where what I call the super system kicks in. The super system is just a series of daily emails, or it can be every other day. I don't like blasting people with emails, by the way. I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, just send people 6 emails a day until they what? Want to punch you in the face? Like, why would you want to do that? Like who does that? So you want to respect people, right? So unless you have like a 5-day training, or day 1 you tell them to do something, day 2 something, you have a 5-day series that you can do 5 days in a row. Otherwise, contact them, like have a welcome series, but it doesn't need to be every day that you're communicating with these people. It can be day 1 and then day 4 and then day 7. You can space it out to where they don't want to kill you after the first week, right? You just want to establish a relationship. We don't want to piss them off, okay? So this is a big misnomer in the world of online marketing, is that they're just like, no, send 6 to 10 emails a day and just really just drive it home and drive. No, nobody wants that. Trust me, like nobody anywhere wants that. Do you want that? Do you want somebody to start sending you 6 emails a day until you just want to punch the guy in the face? Probably not. So why would anybody else want that? No one does, right? So what you do is you put them in a series of emails. In addition to that, you give them the training, you give them the report, but at the same time you constantly keep following up by way of email, but you do have to offer them something of value to ultimately get them into some kind of training, some kind of video or webinar training, to where they can be upsold on something of a larger value, like $1,000 thing, a $2,000 thing. And then if you're going to start getting involved in like 5, 10 plus $1,000 trainings or groups or courses, then that's when you're going to have to drive people into a phone call. So it could be a very simplistic model. If you want it to be the most simplistic model, here's what it would look like. You have people, say for example, they get a postcard, and you drive them to your website to get a free report and a free video about the MLM thing I just talked about, the 7 Secrets MLM report. So they go to the website, they get the free report and a free video. That's a short 10-minute video that talks about how awesome your secret system is, right? And then at the end of the video, or at the end of the report, you drive them to a phone call to where you could sell them on a $5,000 to $10,000 group coaching thing, okay? So that's the most simplistic way of doing it, and you can charge anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 for your group coaching. And out of, say, doing a mailing of 5,000 pieces, which may seem like a mind-blowing amount of mailing pieces to do, out of those 5,000 people, it would cost you roughly about $3,000 to do that mailing, just a simple postcard mailing on the low side, roughly about $3,000 on the low side to do a 5,000 piece mailing. But you only need one person to be able to take you up on the $5,000 to $10,000 offer, right? And that's provided that you don't have anything in between. Now, this is how I do it. This is different, okay? I don't just throw people into a high ticket sales pitch. I massage them very quickly in a very short period of time, like we're talking 7 days or under. So this is how I do it. I send out a postcard, and then I drive them to a free video which talks about basically how they can hop on board with a 2-day event, which if you want to know more about the 2-day event, you can check out the description box below, and I'll share with you exactly how the 2-day event is so you can actually emulate me, and I will show you exactly what my 2-day event is and how I do my sales process. After the 2-day event, I upsell them on a very low ticket thing, which they can get a payment plan for. They could pay all in full, but it's less than $1,000. But in the interim of them signing up for the 2-day event, which is only $7, they get upsold in the pipeline of the $7 thing, which I make a lot of money from that, the stuff that's in the $7 funnel. So the $7 will lead into 106, which will lead into 217. Not everybody takes that stuff, but a lot of people do, right? Because they're valuable resources that they need to be able to be successful in the business that I'm pitching. And then at the end of the funnel, they basically get information on how to join the 2-day webinar event. And then once they join the 2-day webinar thing, they're upsold something else, which is about $1,000. They could either take it or leave it. If they just do the 2-day event, it's a huge education that's worth thousands of dollars in and of itself. I make sure that I throw everything in the kitchen sink. I share everything that they need to know about making the business successful. So for only $7, they're literally getting a crash course on how to do the whole business themselves. But if they want help with financing, if they want help with additional resources and additional a leg up in the business, then they can pay just under $1,000 to get just a whole slew of stuff. So a lot of people take me up on that offer. But every single person who is in my pipeline at the $7 level not only gets additional emails from me about booking a call to ultimately get into my really high ticket group, but they also get additional emails for other things that are going on, like my upcoming workshops, my upcoming seminars. Whatever's going on that I have that's brand new and cutting edge, they also get emails about that as well. So, you have to have some kind of infrastructure in place. You have to have some kind of idea for a business. You have to know how to do something. Like the reason I'm able to offer real estate investing is because I know it really well. I've been doing it since 1995. I've been very successful with it, so I can legitimately offer a course on real estate investing. What do you know really well that would be of interest to a lot of other people that you could sell for higher dollar amounts that you can create a course? A course is very simple to create. A lot of people don't realize how simple it is to create a course. You basically have a live course every single week. You do a webinar Zoom meeting with your group of people every week for say 6 to 8 weeks. You record those Zoom meetings, and then voila, after 6 to 8 weeks, you have a full course that you could throw in school or Kajabi or one of those online platforms, and then you could resell that course over and over again and not ever have to do it again unless you want to update it later in the future. So think about, take a piece of paper out of your notebook and start thinking about the things that you know that could be something that people will be willing to pay for. People are willing to pay for anything that has to do with making money, anything that has to do with relationships, anything that has to do with health, diet, weight loss. So what do you know that you can offer to other people for a high dollar amount? And that's where you start there. You start there in figuring out what kind of course you could potentially offer to people. So that's my advice on how you can do the course part of it. And it's also my advice that you kind of go old school, new school with the offline to online marketing method to where you can actually, sell something to people with all those people offline that aren't online, which there's millions of them, hundreds of millions of them that are just simply not online. And or they're online, but they're in the areas where you're not going to be able to reach them with your offer. So that's how I do it. That's how I'm extremely successful doing what I do. And it's because I kind of turn my back and thumb my nose at Facebook and all these other online platforms. It's because simply that it's a red ocean. It's a blood infested ocean, and why compete in that? So what I was thinking about doing, and you could tell me if this is something that you would be interested in or not, is I was thinking about actually putting together kind of like a course on showing you exactly how to get in this business and actually setting up the postcard for you, setting up your funnel for you, setting up all the elements for you. So then that way you don't have to worry about how to set up a funnel, how to set up a postcard, what kind of offer to even offer. Like it's all done for you. So I was thinking about doing a complete done for you program. And what I'd like to do is get a waiting list together for those of you that are potentially interested. It's free to join the waiting list, and I can give you information and updates on when I'm about to potentially release this enrollment into this group, to where again I would do your postcard for you, I would do your website for you, I would set up your whole infrastructure for you. All you would literally have to do is follow my instructions and send out the postcards, and that's pretty much it. So if you want to join the waiting list for that, if you're interested, I'm trying to see if I can gain enough interest to start a group. It's free to join the waiting list, and I'll just let you know if and when I'm going to be releasing this group, setting up this entire business infrastructure for you in a way I've never done before for anybody. Because listen, this has been my business forever, right? Like, why would I want to share something that I'm doing really well with? But I consider myself the queen of the underdogs, and I really like being able to help people and assist them in ways that you're probably never going to be able to do on your own. I've become a top tier copywriter on my own over the years due to working under these people for decades. People like Gary Halbert, God rest his soul, people like, Dan Kennedy and others that I've really studied under. And it takes decades to learn the skill of copywriting. It takes decades to learn the skill of sales. It takes decades to learn the skill of, creating an infrastructure, a business infrastructure that actually works and that can make you potentially, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. It takes a long time to get those skill sets. And how amazing would it be that I just basically give you a basket full of these skill sets and say, here you go, here's the basket. Just use the stuff I have in the basket. It's already done for you. Like, how amazing would that be? Like, it would just shave off years, if not decades, of your life trying to reinvent the wheel and figure this all out on your own. So that's essentially what I'll be offering in this group that I may or may not have coming up. And like I said, all you need to do is go below in the description box and check out getting on the waiting list. It's free if you're interested in potentially doing that with me. And then I'll let you know if and when the group is going to be coming up, and you can join in or not. If you're serious about doing this kind of business with somebody who's actually been there, done that, and can actually show you the real nitty gritty on how to make it work, then this is the only way to go as far as I'm concerned. This is my personal opinion. Like, there's only so much you can do with all these fake online gurus that are selling you a bunch of different crap that doesn't actually work. And the only reason that they're selling you this crap is so that they can make money with their high ticket sales, and really what they're selling you is a bag of wind at the end of the day. I will actually be able to give you an actual business that will make you money if you do the stuff that I share with you. So go ahead and go in the description box below, sign up for the waiting list. Again, it's free to do that, and I will give you additional information as time goes on if and when I'm going to be doing this group and how you can jump on board when I do. All right? So if you like this video, if you like the content, give me a nice thumbs up, as well as subscribing to my channel, because it actually helps me out a lot, believe it or not. This is Monica May signing off, and I will see you in the next video.